So right off the bat, you'll see me struggling with some of the buttons. At the start it's a low volume, but even when I turn the volume up, some of them hardly register, some of them won't register at all. When it's an issue like this with some of the buttons and not all the buttons, it's generally a good thing. It means that the overall circuitry for the input is likely not damaged, but either it's the circuitry for the button itself or possibly just the way it registers. To start, you'll see me taking off the back and then unscrewing the screws for the left board only. The left board is where the buttons are registered, so that's of course where we want to start our investigation. Now next, pulling back the main board, we find a couple non-conductive sheets. As a start, I tried reseating these and cleaning them to make sure everything was making good electrical contact. The little buttons you can see press into the contact pads, and then these little non-conductive spacers help to hide the traces, as well as give a little distance when pushing the buttons. I'll spare you from watching everything, but essentially I reassemble, test it out, and it still doesn't work. After some more time debugging, I found that some of the contacts had little pinpricks on them from use over time. You'll see that on the first and the third contact here, which makes total sense given the buttons that didn't work. So you could replace the pads, or you could do what I did and cover them all with solder. I used a solder with flux core as well as a flux pen so I could get it really flat, as well as a solder wick to get off some extra. And making sure that it was super flat, it shouldn't affect things too much, but it does cover the hole, so everything should make good contact. And we'll see in a final test that it does make good contact, everything's working, and it pushed things up just a little bit, so the buttons are a bit more responsive than they ever were. Rather than pressing down super hard, they almost become kind of contact buttons, which I thought was pretty cool, almost an upgrade. If you enjoyed, then like and subscribe. For support or samples, Patreon's out. If you hate my content, I will not lie. To the corner I go, where I will cry.